Rapid Response 47, as President Donald J. Trump said, quote, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide, and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax. Why haven't Democrats shown the same transparency, and what else are they hiding? I don't know. I think that's a very fair question. All right, so this is from Donald J. Trump's True Social account. As I said on Friday night aboard Air Force One to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide, and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetrated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party, including our recent victory on the Democrat shutdown. The Department of Justice has already turned over tens of thousands of pages to the public on Epstein, which I believe it's 50,000 pages in total, at least so far, are looking at various Democrat operatives, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers, etc., and their relationship to Epstein, and the House Oversight Committee can have whatever they are legally entitled to. I don't care. All I do care about is that Republicans get back on point, which is the economy, affordability, where we are winning big, our victory on reducing inflation from the highest level in history to practically nothing, bringing down prices for the American people, delivering historic tax cuts, gaining trillions of dollars of investment into America, a record, by the way, the rebuilding of our military, securing our border, deporting criminal illegal aliens, ending men and women's sports, stopping transgender for everyone, and so much more. Nobody cared about Jeffrey Epstein when he was alive, and if the Democrats had anything, they would have released it before our landslide election victory. Some quote-unquote members of the Republican Party are being used, and we can't let that happen. Let's start talking about the Republican Party's record-setting achievements and not fall into the Epstein trap, which is actually a curse on the Democrats, not us. Make America great again. So that was the statement from President Trump, and it looks like Rapid Response actually has... okay, yeah, they do have a thread. Okay, so let's read on. And they go on to say, why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that Stacey... Is that Democrat? Yeah, Democrat Stacey Plaskett. Oh, she's a delegate from the Virgin Islands. So Delegate Stacey Plaskett, Democrat, U.S. Virgin Islands, solicited and was given $30,000 from Epstein for the DCCC after he was already a convicted sex offender. Or the fact that Plaskett herself accepted maxed out donations from Epstein for her own campaign. Well, of course the Democrats don't want to talk about that now, do they? Or the fact that the wife of the former Democrat governor of the U.S. Virgin Islands told Epstein, quote, we would have a friend in Stacey, unquote, if he made said donations. Or the fact that Plaskett was literally texting Epstein during a committee hearing. That is wild. If they could actually prove that to be true, or if they've already proven that to be true. I mean, if that's actually the case and they have any images of that effect, I'm sure it'd be nice if they linked that. Why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that former President Bill Clinton traveled on Epstein's aircraft 26 times? Or the fact that one of Epstein's victims wrote that she saw Clinton on Epstein's island with 2 young women? Or the fact that Clinton's visit to the island was corroborated by one of his former top aides? Why aren't Democrats talking about the long relationship and storied friendship that Larry Summers, ex-Harvard president, Clinton Treasury Secretary, and prominent Democrat had with Epstein, who described himself as Summers' wingman? And they actually link an article for that. That'll be in the description. Why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that Democrat so-called journalist Katie Couric had dinner at Epstein's residence after he was already a convicted sex offender who had served jail time? Why indeed? That's another article that'll be linked. Why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that Reid Hoffman, billionaire Democrat mega donor, visited Epstein's pedophile... I know it's YouTube. Pedo Island, attended a dinner with him, and even planned to stay at his New York mansion. Yet another article from the New York Post. And why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that the Democrat National Committee refused to return $32,000 in donation from Epstein? And yet another one. Where is Democrats' transparency on Epstein? And that's from thewhitehouse.gov. So we got a whole bunch of articles for your viewing pleasure if you want to get into the nitty-gritty details with all of these statements from Rapid Response 47. We're going to move on to the next one. There's a lot to get to today. So this, again, from the same account, quote, "We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All his friends were Dems. I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done, so I'm all for it," says the president on releasing the Epstein files. "It's really a Democrat problem. The Dems were Epstein's friends." Indeed, they were. They were. All right, let's take a look at this.
We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others. They're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars and another one coming pretty soon, I believe. We've done a great job. And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know
50,000.
Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther.
But frankly, okay, they may have given 50,000 pages. That's a lot of pages. I mean, some would argue that's probably quantity over quality. I think what people are looking for at the end of the day is the Epstein client list. We want the list of Epstein's clients, the people who took advantage of adolescent children, girls. That's what we want to know. And the federal government stance up to this point, as far as my understanding goes, is that there is no Epstein client list of those he blackmailed. So how about we scratch out the blackmail part and let's just get to the client list in general.
The King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy,
oh no, it's never going to be enough for Democrats.
And it wasn't enough.
Nope, always going to be something.
With Martin Luther King, we gave everything, and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages. 50,000 pages. And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now, I believe that some of the people that we mentioned are.
Well, but wait a minute, though. Is it really a hoax, though, President Trump? Are there outstanding documents? Are there documents that have not been released to the public? I think the answer to that is yes, because even Republicans, they've come out and said, okay, yeah, we'll vote to release all the files. All right, well, then there must be files that haven't been released yet. So let's just release all the files and get on with it.
Being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, but they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all.
No, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago.
We'll see what happens. What I just
when was that? Like way back in the 80s or something,
Epstein
right?
to do is detract from the great success of the Republican Party, including the fact that the Democrats are totally blamed for the shutdown. You know, they cost our country hundreds of billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah, they did.
At a lot of inconvenience. So I'm for I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it.
Yeah,
but don't talk about it too much because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us.
Oh no, don't say that.
It's
Come
really
on.
a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them, and it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax, and I don't want to take it away from.
See, whenever he says that it's a hoax, the Democrats come out and say, so it's a hoax. So then why is Ghislaine Maxwell sitting in prison? Why did Jeffrey Epstein get arrested more than once?
Really the greatness of what
the bullshit tactics that they employ
has accomplished over the last period of time.
All right. So that happened today.